Okay, so moving on to question number 21. They've given us the entire income statement starting from sales and to ending towards the EPS. So complete income statement, there are no plans in it, but just a basic income statement for one single company. All the details are given: equity, debenture, preference is given, the sales value is given, variable costs, fixed costs, and even the tax rate is given. Let's start solving the question number 21. So the sales given in the question are 20 lakh rupees. So let's start writing with sales. Sales is 20 lakh. Variable cost given in the question is 12 lakh rupees. So 20 minus 12 is 8 lakh rupees. The fixed cost given in the question is 3 lakh. So 8 lakh minus 3 lakh, your earnings before interest and taxes 5 lakh rupees. So interest on debenture, what is in debenture value? Debenture value is 5 lakh. So 10% on 5 lakh is 50,000 rupees. So 5 lakh minus 50,000 rupees will give you 4 lakh 50,000 rupees. Next comes tax rate. Tax rate is assuming to be 50%. So half of 4 lakh 50,000 is 2 lakh 25,000 rupees. So once you deduct that, earnings after taxes 2 lakh 25,000. Next comes preference dividend. The capital of preference is 5 lakh rupees. The dividend paid to preference shareholders are 6%. So 6% on 5 lakh will give you 30,000. So your balance is 1 lakh 95,000 rupees. So this is going to be your earnings available to equity shareholders. So number of equity shares, 100 rupees each is what is given in the bracket. The capital is 10 lakh. Okay. So how do you calculate number of equity shares? Number of equity shares equals to equity share capital divided by price per share. That is, equity share capital is 10 lakh rupees divided by 100. Comes up to 10,000 equity shares. Okay. So here we can write number of equity shares is 10,000 equity shares. So once we divide EPS, earnings available divided by number of equity shares, EPS stands at 19.5 rupees. So that's the number of or the amount of dividend each equity shareholder will be earning. So we started at sales, we deducted variable costs, we arrived at contribution 8 lakh, we divided fixed cost 3 lakh, arrived at EBIT rupees 5 lakh, we deducted interest on debenture given in the question, 10% on 5 lakh is 50,000 rupees. We arrive at earnings before tax at 4 lakh 50,000. We deduct tax at 50%. Half of 4 lakh 50 is 2 lakh 25. The rest half is carried forward in the form of earnings after tax. And then we have preference dividend. 6% on 5 lakh rupees is 30,000. So we arrive at earnings available to equity shareholders 1 lakh 95,000. We found out the number of equity shares divided by earnings. We arrive at EPS at 19.5 rupees. So our next question, question number 23, the given details are existing capital of equity share. They have existing 10 lakh equity shares, each of rupees 10. That means we have 1 lakh equity shareholders in the company. The company needs a needed or an extra capital of rupees 10 lakh again. They're considering 4 plans in front of them. The first plan is completely equity again. Okay, completely equity. There is 1 lakh equity shares, each of rupees 10. That will make up to 10 lakh. My second plan is equity share capital of rupees 5 lakh and balance in rupees 10% debenture. Now here, how much capital total do I need? 10 lakh rupees. In that 10 lakh rupees, I am breaking down, okay, a part of the capital, that is 50% of the capital. 10 lakh, 50% is how much? 5 lakh. So 5 lakh in equity and 5 lakh in debenture. So that's why they told balance in 10% debenture. So my second plan has two investment avenues. One is equity and one is debenture. Equity capital is 5 lakh and debenture capital is 5 lakh. So I need to calculate the interest. How much interest am I paying to debenture? So 10% on 5 lakh. Please don't do this mistake. Most students take 10% on total capital. No. How much is debenture in this plan? Only 5 lakh, not the entire 10 lakh. So only consider 5 lakh. 10% on 5 lakh will give you 50,000 rupees as interest on debenture. Moving to my third plan, it's completely debenture. 8% debenture of rupees 10 lakh. That is the needed capital. So I calculate my interest. 8% on 10 lakh I get interest is 80,000 rupees. The last plan, plan number 4 is again same as here we saw second plan. The fourth plan is a resemblance here. 50% in equity and 50% in preferential capital. So equity is my 5 lakh rupees and the balance in preferential capital. How much? Another 5 lakh. So how do I calculate my preference dividend? It is 10% on 5 lakh. Please, I repeat that. It's not 10 lakh rupees. It's only balance. So 10% on 5 lakh rupees. That comes up to 50,000 rupees. Hope you have understood. The first working note, I've explained to you what is the existing, how much does the company need, what is the company's 4 different plans. Plan 1 is complete equity. Plan 2 is a combination of equity and debenture. Plan 3 is a complete debenture. Plan 4 is a combination of equity as well as preference shares. I have already explained to you the calculation of interest for Plan 2, Plan 3 and calculation of dividend for Plan 4. So our next working note is calculation of equity shares. As always, we consider the existing plus the needed. Basically, the old equity shares and the new equity shares according to the plan. This is the first plan. Under old, we have 1 lakh equity shares. Read the question. It is mentioned 1 lakh equity shares. So under plan 1 also it is 1 lakh equity shares. So I am going to consider both. So under plan, my total equity shares are 2 lakh. Plan 2, so this 1 lakh of existing capital will remain common for all the 4 plans. Is that clear? The 1 lakh equity shares that is existing in the company will remain common for all the 4 different kinds of plan. Only under the new capital it will change according to the plan. So under plan 2, you remember it is a combination of equity as well as a debenture. So therefore, it is 50,000 for the second plan, under the second plan. So total it up, I have 1,50,000 equity shares. Under third plan, 1 lakh will remain common. Plan 3, new capital is 0. The reason being, it is completely by debenture. There is no equity in the plan 3, therefore it is 0. So I am going to total it up as 1 lakh. Plan 4 is 1 lakh plus 50,000 again. Plan 4 here speaks of the combination of equity and preferential capital. It's a combination. So when I add those both, I get 1,50,000 equity shares. So these are the respective number of equity shares according to the plan. Plan 1, 2 lakh equity shares. Plan 2, 1,50,000 equity shares. Plan 3 is 1 lakh equity shares. And Plan 4 is 1,50,000 equity shares. So we have completed our working notes. Moving to the income statement, right? We have arrived at EBIT, which is given in the question. EBIT, the company or the operating profits of the company stands at 2,40,000, which will be common for all the 4 different plans. And then interest, we just calculated in the previous working note that only Plan 2 and Plan 3 as interest calculation. So it's going to be 50,000 for Plan 2 and 80,000 for Plan 3. And then when we deduct, we arrive at earnings before tax, which stands at 2,40,000, 1,90,000, 1,60,000 and 2,40,000. Next, tax is assumed at 50%. So half of that 1,20,000, 95, 80 and 1,20,000. So the same 50% will be carried forward for earnings after tax. Then we deducted preference dividend, which is only available at the final plan or the fourth plan. Existing also we don't have preference, or in the upcoming preference share capital, all the other three plans we do not have here. Then we deduct preference dividend. The first three plans do not have preference, so it is nil. Only the last plan has at 50,000 rupees, and then we deduct and we arrived at earnings available to equity shareholders. 1,20,000 for plan 1, 95,000 for plan 2, 80,000 for plan 3 and 70,000 for plan 4. We just calculated the working note number 2, calculation of equity shares. Plan 1 we have 2 lakh equity shares, plan 2 we have 1,50,000 equity shares, and plan 3 we have 1 lakh equity shares, and the final plan we have 1,50,000 equity shares. How do we calculate EPS? Earnings divided by equity shares. So once we divide these values for all the individual plans, we arrive at 0.6 rupees for plan 1, 0.633 for plan 2, 0.80 for plan 3 and 0.47 for plan 4. Is that clear? So as you observe all the plans, we have done the working note, we have calculated the income statement and we arrived at EPS. When we look at the earnings at the last per head for equity shareholder, how much will he get? The maximum amount under which plan we get is plan number 3, that is 0.80. Is that clear? So this is the plan which is best for the company. Reason being, it is most profitable, or the maximum earnings will go to equity shareholders. So we need to focus on what is the earnings that is available to equity shareholder per head, not as a whole amount, but per head how much is it arriving to. So this is the conclusion that you will have to be writing. As EPS is highest in plan 3, that is standing at 0.80 compared to all the other 3 plans, therefore company is recommended to raise its required or the needed capital using plan 3 or according to plan number 3. So this must be your structure or the conclusion statement for every single question. Okay, once you're solving the income statement, for every question you have to observe which plan is giving you the maximum income or the maximum benefit per equity shareholder. You have to mention that plan and write the statement as a conclusion for every single question.